Hello, welcome to our virtual exercise program. My name is Catherine, this is Tammy, and I have Jean here to help. We're going to get started with our warm-ups because before every exercise you have to warm up so we don't strain or pull anything. First thing we're going to start with is our stand tall, sit tall. So it's a simple stand up, nice and tall, shoulders back, chin up, and relax your shoulders. Good. Again, bring those shoulders back, chin up, and relax. Good, ladies. One more time. As you can tell, Tammy is sitting. And if you want to increase the difficulty, you can obviously stand like Jane. All right. Good. Next thing we're going to do are our shoulder raises. So you're going to raise your shoulders all the way up to your earlobes, bringing them high, 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 holding for about 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. And then we're going to roll our shoulders back and down nice and slow. Good. We're going to do that 2 more times. Bring those shoulders up to the earlobes as high as you can and roll them back down. Good. One more time. Bringing those shoulders up and rolling down. We're going to do this 3 more times, but we're going to roll the opposite way. We're going to bring those shoulders up to the ears and rolling the shoulders forward. And this is just a warm-up. We're trying to loosen everything up. So bring those shoulders up and rolling forward, nice and slow. Good. One last time, shoulders up and rolling forward. Good. Next thing we're going to focus on is breathing. We're going to belly breathe. So it doesn't mean we're just going to fill our lungs up full. We're going to fill our diaphragm. So I want you to put your hands on your stomach. Good. And I want you to take a nice deep breath in. Don't just fill those lungs, fill that stomach. You should feel your stomach filling up and breathe out through your mouth. Good. Breathe in through your nose, nice deep breath. And breathe out. Again. One more time. Nice deep breath in, fill those lungs and diaphragm, and breathe out. Good. Last part of our warm-up will be a Tai Chi Move. So, Jane will be performing this standing up, Tammy will be doing this sitting. What we will be doing is, we will be doing the same belly breathing as you did, except we're going to bring our arms up, taking a nice deep breath in, arms shoulder height, no higher. Bring your tips to the ceiling, slight bend in your fingers, and bringing it back down, breathing out. Good. So let's do this together. Bring them up, nice deep breath in, fingertips up, and back down. Now we're going to add in a little bit of a knee bend for those that are standing. We're going to take a nice deep breath in. Good. When you breathe out, follow Jane. She's going to give a slight bend to her knees. Good. We'll do this 1 more time. So nice deep breath in and back down. And you've just completed the warm-up. Next up, we're going to be moving on to a little bit of cardio. Get that heart pumping. So we're going to start with marches. If you can stand, great. We're going to march. Or if you can sit and march, that works too. As long as we're moving, that's all that matters. So we're going to start marching. We're going to march in place for about 30 seconds. Ooh, that's stomping. All right. If you're feeling gutsy, get those arms swinging. The more movement, the better. Getting that cardio up. All right, now we're going to go high knees. So bring in those knees up when we march. Good. You go, Tammy. Feeling it, Jane?
I am.
All right. All right, back to regular marching. Just march in place. If you can, swing those arms. All right, we're going to do high knees again. So bring them up, if you can, just a little bit higher than before. If you're feeling a little bit shaky with your balance, have a seat, or if you're not that shaky, you can hold on to a chair and march, bringing those knees up. All right, back to regular marches. But I'll tell you what, let's speed up those marches just a little bit. There you go. All right, we got high knees. One more time, bring them up. We're making out. And as you can tell, Jane is using the chair properly. Good, and back to regular marches. Finish it out, we got 30 more seconds. All right, we are good. Now that our heart rate is our heart rate up? Okay,
It's up.
Good. We're moving on to balance. So first thing we're gonna do is, it's called around the clock. So you're gonna think of yourself as having a clock and you are the middle of it. So your first movement will be to noon, which is 12 o'clock. So you're gonna stand on one foot, you're gonna tap to the front. That's gonna be your 12 o'clock. You're gonna bring that foot back and you're gonna go to 1 o'clock. And then you're bringing it back and we're gonna go to 2 o'clock. Good. Let's go to 3 o'clock. 4 o'clock. I'm on 5. 5 o'clock. And 6 o'clock. Good. Now, right foot stays put. Left foot goes back to 7 o'clock. Left foot at 8 o'clock. 9 o'clock. 10 o'clock, 11, and 12. Now we're going to do the same thing, opposite way around. Jane's going to get a little funky this time, and she is going to hold her foot up and not tapping. You're going to test your balance. So let's start at midnight with the left foot. So go to 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. So switch legs, left foot stays still, right leg goes back to 5 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 3, 2, and 1. Last one will be noon. Good. Alrighty. Next up, we have a straight walk. So all you're going to have to do, I want you to find a wall. If you have a walker, if you have a cane, I want you to find even your countertop. You're going to walk along. See how Tammy's holding her hand up towards the wall? That way, she has some type of balance. And if you're really gutsy, that's great, but I still want you to be by a wall because we all have an off day where we could lose our balance. So, Tammy's going to show us. We're just walking in a nice straight line like you would every day. Good. And we'll come on back. We're going to do this 5 times, back and forth. Jane is going to be our DJ today. Oh, it's Tammy's DJ.
Is that 5 times?
Yep. What do you, was that 5? Okay. So, next we're going to do is called a tandem walk. So, what she's going to do, she's going to walk in a straight line thinking that she's on a tightrope. So, her heel is going to go to her toe. So when she takes a step forward, she's going to put, take a step forward. She's going to put her other heel to her toe. You're going to walk forwards only. If you're feeling gutsy, walk backwards, but Just be very safe if you're gonna do that. Yep. Now, if you need to sit and take a break, if you can't do it 5 times, that's fine. Only push yourself as much as you can. Don't overdo it. That's the most important thing. And I think, is this your last time? Oh, maybe. Were we cheating while I wasn't watching?
I was. Sorry, Kat.
I'll forgive you this time. All right. Next item up for business will be our one-legged stand. So, Tammy's gonna hold on to the chair, Jane is gonna hover a hand over the chair. What you're gonna do is you're gonna stand on your left leg, we'll start with the left leg, and we're gonna bring our foot up off the ground, and we're just gonna stand there for another 15 seconds. Now, you can choose to hold your, oh, okay, good, we're gonna switch legs. So, left leg up and off the floor. You can either have your leg up with your heel back, or you can bring your knee up. It's whatever's more comfortable. This is more about balance than the muscles we're using right now. Good, let's switch legs. Right foot up, off the floor, good. And you got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, good. Switch legs. And if you're getting tired, again, sit, rest. If you can't pull it all the way off the floor, just keep that toe on the floor. Alrighty, switch. We got one last round. Alright, ooh, I wasn't watching time. You got 4, 3, 2, 1, good. Last time with the left foot up. You said you wanted to do it 20 seconds, right?
Yep, that's right. Yep.
Okay, all right.
Maybe 45.
4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Good. Shake the legs out a little bit, get them loosened up. Next one. So again, Jane is going to hover over the chair. Tammy's going to hold on to the chair the entire time. So you're going to stand on, we'll stand on the left foot first, and we're going to bring that right knee up as high as you can. Hold it for 5 seconds. Good. And then we're going to slowly kick it back and hold it for 5 seconds. And then we're going to bring it back up. Good. And then swing it back through again. You know, this is where the instructor doesn't have to do anything and you have to.
All right.
Good.
Same leg.
Yep. And back up. And swing it back through. Good. And then we're going to switch legs. And we're going to bring that left knee up. And then swing it back through. Okay. And bring it back up. And then swing it back through. And then up one last time. And swing it back through. Okay. And that completes our balance course for now. We're now going to move on to our strengthening part of our program. Now is a good time to go grab some water, grab your hand weights, grab your leg weights if you have them. If you don't have hand weights, feel free to use a can of soup, bottle of water. We'll see you in a minute. All right, I hope you grabbed your water. We're now moving into the strengthening part of our program. So first one we're going to do sitting, and we're going to do leg lifts. So we are going to sit nice and tall, shoulders back, proper alignment. You're going to slowly raise your heel up, straightening that knee, and then you're going to bring it back down to the floor, nice and slow. So we're going to do this about 10 times. So bringing it up for 1, 2, 3, hold it, and back down for 1, 2, 3, good. Back up, 1, 2, 3, hold it there, and bring it back down, nice and slow. This is all about slow movement. The slower you do, the more muscle. Up, 2, 3, hold it, and back down, 2, 3. Good. Back up, and hold, and back down. I think that's 4, right? 4. Back up for 1, 2, 3, hold it, and down, 2, 3. 5 more to go. Up, 2, 3, 4, down, 2, 3, 4, up, 2, 3, 4, and down, 2, 3, 4. Good, keep going, ladies. If you need to pause and rest because your muscles are sore or you're tired, take that breather. Do not overdo it, or else you will feel it the next day. And what do we got?
This will be 8.
All right, 2 more then, if my calculations are correct. Hold it there, and down. Good. Last one. Good. And back down. Switch sides, other leg. And hold it. And then back down nice and slow. Good. Bring it back up. And back down. Those 2. And back up again. And hold and back down. Good. And back up. And down. Good. Again, up. Hold it. And back down. 5 more to go. Hold up. Hold it. And 1, 2, 3, down. Back up. Hold. And back down. And up, and back down, back up, and back down. Last one, I think, right? Okay. At least one of us can count.
Yep, that's right. Must be 10.
So, good. Next, we're moving on to chair sit-ups. So, I have Jane who's going to do the little bit harder version. I have Tammy that's going to do the little bit easier version. You need to be in a chair with a solid back, please. If you're going to be in a chair, have it closer to the wall. You don't want the chair sliding out from underneath you. So, you're going to sit nice and tall, scooch to the edge of the chair. You're going to slowly lean back towards the back of the chair, and then you're going to sit back up, nice and tall. Do not bother going, I'm going to demonstrate with Tammy, do not bother going all the way forward. You're not doing anything or building any muscle, you're just straightening your back. So, you're going to bring it back to the back of the chair, and then you're going to slowly bring it back forward. The slower you do this, the more muscle you are going to retain and possibly build. So we're going to do this 10 times. Again, nice and slow. If you can, follow along with Jane and Tammy. What number are you on?
I'm on 7.
Okay. Speed. You on 7 too, or are you just going to say you're at 10? And if you get done before these 2, then you probably didn't go slow enough. So next time we're going to go slower. All right. Take a drink of water if you need to. We're going to move on to heel raises. So, again, Jane's going to do the little bit more advanced version. We are going to bring our toes, go up on our toes, lifting our heels off the floor, and then bringing back down to the floor. So as you can see, Jane is holding onto a chair that's steady and sturdy. She's not going anywhere. Tammy's going to do the sitting, where she's going to actually lean and put some weight onto her knees, and she's going to lift her heels up and off the floor. If you can, do 2 at a time. If you can only do 1 leg at a time, just do 1 leg at a time, 10 on each side.
7.
Make sure you're taking nice deep breaths. Do not hold your breath throughout this, or else you're going to end up on the floor, not because of your balance, but because you passed out.
Last one.
Okay. Alrighty. Feeling okay?
Yes.
Next one. So instead of raising the heels, we're going to raise the toes this time. So again, holding onto a chair while doing this, you're going to bring your toes up to your nose. Woo. See, this is what I need. Hold on to a chair. Up to your toes and back down. Tammy's going to do this sitting, so she's going to lift her toes up off the ground and bringing them back down. Again, slower the better. And I'm just going to stand here and hang out while I torture you. You're welcome.
This time 8. 7 was getting a little boring.
Okay, thank you. Remember, keep those shoulders back. Breathing. Good. And rest. Take a drink. Next up, we are going to do some bicep curls. So, Tammy's going to grab her weights. Jane's going to grab her real weights. So, if you can do it standing, great. If you can do it sitting, great. Whichever you prefer. So you're going to hold your weights down at your sides. I guess I can show that. Okay? You're going to tuck your elbows in and bring those hands up to the shoulders. Good? And then back down. Again, nice and slow and controlled. Good. And then back up. If you're going to do them quick, you're not going to get that much out of this. It's just your arms swinging around. So if you do them slow and controlled, that's where you're going to work those muscles. Remember, shoulders back, taking nice deep breaths. Beautiful. Next ones will be punch outs. So you're going to hold the weights up to your shoulder, fists facing each other, and you're going to punch. So bringing your right arm forward, you're going to punch, rotating your arm so your palm is facing the floor, and then when you bring it back, facing each other. So now move left. Good. And we're going to do 10 on each side. If you're feeling any strain in your shoulder, you can drop the weight and just do it without. You're still getting some muscle. If it hurts one shoulder, only do one side. But just try and do as much as you can within reason. You follow me? What are we on count?
6.
Okay. 4 more.
Last one.
Alright. Good. Shake them out a little bit. Next one are called military presses. So what you're going to do, you're going to hold your hands the same exact way they were. Start with the punches, except you're going to go up instead of out. So you're going to bring them up and down. If you can do the advanced version, do them both at the same time. Follow along with Jane. If you want to do one at a time, follow along with Tammy. Now, if you do have a shoulder that doesn't work as well, I want you to try and get as high up as you can and still bring it back down. If there's too much pain, do not even bother with the one arm, just stick with the other arm. If both shoulders are hurting, go back to some bicep curls.
10.
Good. Yep, we'll wait. We're okay. If you're ahead of Tammy, feel free to grab water. Make sure you're taking deep breaths. Bring that cardio down just a little bit.
Good job, Tammy.
Alrighty. So, next up we have our sit to stands. If you want to make it easier, scooch to the edge of the chair. When you raise up from the chair, you want your nose over your toes, leaning forward and pushing up. If you want to make it harder, scoot your butt back further in the chair, but most of us want this to be a little bit easier. So, yep, keep going. We're going to do 10 of them because I'm feeling gutsy. And if you notice, Tammy's doing very good with using her hands and pushing up off her knees, while as Jane is choosing a little bit harder route in life and not using her hands to assist at all. So whichever you're more comfortable with. Next one we're going to do is sort of like what we just did, but instead of getting to the full standing up position, you're actually just going to raise your butt off the chair about 2 inches and then come back down. This is going to simulate a squat. So those people squat all the way down. We're not doing that. We're doing the hardest part of the squat because we're mean. So we're just going to lift our butt up the floor, or off the chair, hopefully not off the floor, 2 inches and then back down. We're going to do that 10 times. And again, Jane is choosing the harder path and going with no assistance with her hands, whereas Tammy is helping a little bit with those arms. Now, if you're feeling a little bit off with your balance, if you have another chair, put it in front of you, have a little stabilizer there, okay?
Number 7, my favorite number today. Is it? Hey, you did tell me that. 8, 9, and 10.
Wonderful. Take a breather, nice deep breath. Next, we're done with the legs for now. We are moving on to shoulder squeezes. So grab your arm weights, hand weights. You're going to scooch to the edge of the chair. You're going to lean your shoulders forward, kind of over your knees a little bit. You're going to hold your weights, and you're going to bring your elbows back. Yep. And squeeze your shoulder blades together, and then bring them back down. Good.
Catherine, where should I be looking? Where should my head be?
I want your head to be just like that. You're going to be looking towards the ground. You're not going to chuck your chin in, looking at your kneecaps. You don't want your head to be facing up towards the ceiling either. Nice neutral position. Okay, taking nice deep breaths. Now, don't focus on your hands coming up to your shoulders. I want you to focus on those elbows coming back.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
No, thank you, Jean. What number are we on?
I'm confused now, but I think this is 8.
Okay.
It's 8 too.
Yeah.
And again, if you have a problem with one of your shoulders, you can do one arm and the other arm just does as much as it can. But you're really focusing on squeezing those shoulder blades. Alrighty. Last one. We're going to stand up for this one. Everybody stands up for this. So, we are going to kick out to the side. So holding on to your chair, hold on to the chair, no options. You're gonna hold on to your chair and you're gonna lift your right leg up, out to the side as much as you can. Hold it, and then bring it back in. We're gonna switch legs, bring that left foot up to the side, hold, and bring it back in slowly, unless you lose your balance, and then bring it in quicker. Good, hold it.
How high should I be going?
Again, high as you can, high as you can. Get it up there within reason. Do not hurt yourself. If you're feeling a straining or a pulling, don't go as high next time. Make sure those shoulders are back. You're taking nice deep breaths. Take a rest if you need one. I know it's a little tough if we haven't been exercising for a little bit and we're jumping back into it. So, are we on 7 yet?
Pass.
Are we past 7?
This is 9.
Well, then you've been doing it too quick. If you want to torture yourself more, you can hold it out there 10 seconds and then bring it back in.
And here's 10.
But I doubt you'll get to 10.
Right.
And that finishes up for strengthening. Go take a break, sip of water, meet us back here, and we'll do some stretching now that we're loosened up. All right, welcome back to the stretching portion. We're going to stretch our body all the way from our neck to our toes. First stretch will be neck turns. So you're going to take your chin and bring it over to your right shoulder. I want you staring straight across the room. We're not looking down, we're not looking up, we're looking straight across. You should feel a nice slight stretch in your neck. We're going to hold that for about 5 more seconds. And then we're going to slowly turn back to the center, looking straight forward. And we're going to look to our left. Nice and slow, no jerky movements. We don't want to pull or strain anything. You should feel that nice stretch in your neck. And then we're going to bring it back to the center. Slow. And then bring it to the right again. Looking over that right shoulder. Back to the center, nice and slow. And to the left. And back to the center. And last set. Over that right shoulder, holding it. You can stretch just a little bit more. And then to the middle, slowly. And then to the left. Good. Back to the center. Good. Next ones are shoulder rolls. So, shoulders make a nice big circle. We're going to roll our shoulders backwards, nice and slow. We always want to stretch after our muscles and tendons are nice and warmed up. Good. Pause. We're going to go roll in the opposite direction. So bringing those shoulders back and then forward. Alrighty. Shake it out a little bit. Next one, we're just going to loosen up the whole arm. So elbows slightly bent. And we're bringing a nice big circle. Think about you're drawing a big circle with just your elbows.
That's very good imagery.
And then, opposite direction.
That's a good idea.
I try.
I'm going the opposite because I started. Of course.
You're always
Always.
James.
I know.
I don't know. I think I might have thrown an extra one in
It's
there.
all good.
All right. Next one, we're gonna do our forearms. We're gonna wax on and wax off. So, right arm, right hand up at the chest and waxing across. Left arm, waxing across. Good. Again. Making sure you're still taking nice deep breaths. Good. Let's move down to the wrists. So we're gonna make nice big circles with our wrists. We're gonna do 3 in one direction and then 3 in the other direction. You might find it easier to keep a fist instead of open fingers, but whatever's more comfortable. All right, I think that's 3 for me. 3? All right. Next up, our fingers. So we're gonna squeeze, not too tight, just a little bit, and then open all the way. Most important movement, keeping those fingers open. Closing. Okay. And open all the way as far as you can. Feel that stretch. Back in. And out. Good. All right, moving on to the hips. So, what we want to do, Jane, if you want to stand against the wall, that's going to be her marker there. You want your feet to stay facing forward while your shoulders do the moving. So, you want to rotate just the upper body. We're going to turn to the left, keeping those feet and knees forward. And then we're going to come back to the center. And we're going to head to the right with our shoulders, but not our feet or knees. And back to the center. 2 more times. Again, nice and slow. If we move quick, we're going to pull something. And back to the center.
What if I do it seated?
Well, you could do that too.
Okay.
Just remember your knees and feet stay facing forward. And if you want to, Jane, you could even reach for the back of the chair and pull yourself and stretch that way. If you're a youngin' with all that range of motion.
If I have to move my leg,
All right.
I would actually, could actually do it this way.
There you go. All right.
And then to the other side. I'll just,
Yep. Next up, we're doing the hips. So, I don't know if any of you have ever hula hooped in the day, but Tammy, you're going to be sitting, Jane, you're going to do standing. We are going to move the hips in a big old circle. So we're going to go around in a circle. Tammy's going to do a little bit of something different. She's actually going to lift a cheek up off the chair and then back down and lifting a cheek. Good.
went the other way.
Yep. So if you're standing doing this 3 times in one direction, 3 times in the other direction. If you're sitting, lifting the cheek 3 times on each side. Alrighty. Next one up, I do believe, is leg swings. So, again, Jane's going to do the standing, Tammy's going to do the sitting. You are going to circle at the hip. Knee, if you're standing, knees stay straight. You're going to make big circles, like you have a crayon on your toe and you're just making big circles. Tammy's doing the same thing in a chair. She's moving that hip. We're just loosening up those hips. Nice big circles, Jane. Good job.
I've been practicing.
Right. Next one, we'll be drawing circles, but we're going to be using our knee more than our hip. So, Tammy's going to start with just holding, she's going to hold her knee up. Nope, you're going to just hold it regular. Oops, sorry.
I'm going to hold.
No hand. There you go. Just holding the knee up and drawing a big circle. So like this. Now Jane is going to have some pain issues, so she's actually holding her hands underneath her leg, and holding that weight. That way her hip does not have to hold that weight. It'll be your arms. She's gonna go 3 in one direction, 3 in the other direction. Then we're gonna switch legs.
3, 2, 1, 1, 2, and 3.
Good job.
Thank you.
Last ones we're gonna do ankle circles. So if you want, again, you can do it standing, you can do it sitting. You're just drawing in a big circle. Think about your toes drawing that big circle though.
I'm going to use my chair.
There you go. So you're gonna go 3 in one direction, 3 in the other direction, switch feet, 3 and 3. All right, grab some water, we're gonna do our cool down. Welcome to the cool down. We're gonna start with our neck. So we're just gonna give a slight tilt. You're gonna bring your right ear to your right shoulder, tilting down, and you're just gonna hold it for about 20 seconds.
I'm going to sit, Catherine, because sometimes I get dizzy when I do this.
That's a smart idea, Jane. You can do all of this stuff sitting or standing. Almost all of it can be modified. All right, let's bring that left ear to the left shoulder, nice and slow. And bring it back up. And to the right. Good. Back up. Back over. Give a nice stretch. And one last time. Right ear to the right shoulder. Be sure you're looking straight ahead, shoulders back. And bringing it up. And to the left. Nice deep breath. And relax down into that stretch. Good. And back up. All right, next one's a fun one. We're gonna work our neck in the opposite direction. So I want you to bring your chin and tuck it into your chest. You should feel the back of your neck giving a nice light stretch. And then bring that head back up, facing forward. And then take a nice deep breath. Slowly bring that chin back down while exhaling. Sink into that stretch. Good. Bring that head back up. Last time. Nice deep breath in. Exhale, bringing that chin down to the chest. The more chins you get, the better you're doing. And bringing it back up. Good. All right. Next, we're going to do our calf stretches. So, we're going to take our heel, plant it firmly on the floor, bringing our toes up to our nose, slight bend in the knee, and slight bend in the hips. If you're feeling dizzy at all, lightheaded, I want you to keep your chest up, keep your head up, looking forward. We're going to hold this for about 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then we're going to switch legs. So again, heel on the floor, toe up, slight bend in the knee because we are stretching the calf. And we're going to hold this for a little bit. Next one we're going to do, and last one, we're going to stretch our hamstrings, so the back of the thigh. So same thing, but instead of a bent knee, you're going to straighten your knee and you're going to lean forward, and I want your toe facing down. Are you feeling the stretch in your hamstring?
Yes, I do, Kat.
I feel when, yes.
So those fancy blue shoes going to your head. Your
I
fancy
love
blue
these
shoes.
shoes. These are handmade.
Ooh. Alrighty. Switch direct sides. So again, toe down, heel down, knee locked, not locked, but straight, leaning forward at the hip. Alrighty. Thank you all for joining. I hope you enjoyed, and hopefully